Bulletcast for life.
Get up! This is a revolution! This is our time to rise! Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes! We are the elite, and you are the weak! No matter how hard I fall, I'll get back up on my feet! Red alert, this is gonna hurt when your face is in the dirt!
Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know the name, you know the voice, you know exactly why I'm here. I am the microphone messiah, the greatest sports entertainment and sports recreational podcaster in the world today. I am joined by my lovely co-host. He's the Jimmy to my J, the Totem on, the Stevie Ray to my Booker T. Ladies and gentlemen, host of the award-winning Under the Radar, host and creator of Curveballs and Chair Shots, the first ever and 9-time Bulletcast champion, the Canadian Destroyer, BT, Brandon 10 Guma. Brandon, it's Thursday. I've gotten home at 7 a.m. I've yet to go to sleep yet. This is great, man. This is fantastic.
It sounds fantastic. Well, you know, you can be just like me and get a nice cup of coffee like I do every Bulletcast episode. This time I got my Mickey Mouse mug.
Get you a nice,
Is that what you look like right now on the inside?
Probably. Get you a nice big cup of Joe Biden.
Mm-hmm.
I heard he won something.
We're not going to get political on this podcast, Phillip.
I mean, maybe later. Maybe later. Yeah, man. How you been? You been good? I haven't seen you since what, Saturday? Yeah.
So much has happened since Saturday.
I know. I was in the hospital. Tuesday night? Yeah, man. A lot of things have happened.
Are you okay, Phillip?
Like one of the songs from SmackDown versus Raw 2007. I'm still alive and kicking. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yes. We're going to be talking video games on this show, too. We're going to be talking a lot. So let's jump right into it. Episode 197. 3 weeks away, Brandon. Are you ready? Are you ready for episode 200? Probably the biggest podcast of all time.
I'm so excited. Just can't hide it.
We have some lovely guests that will be joining us. I can't wait. All right, SmackDown recap. Sasha Banks defeats Bayley. She retains her SmackDown Women's Championship. The streak has been broken. She finally has a successful singles title defense on the main roster. What'd you think of this match and Sasha retaining her title?
I thought this was a really good match, as you would expect from these two lovely ladies. The thing is, I mean, this was kind of a big deal, I would say. Like, Sasha Banks finally retaining her championship after not being able to do it for years and years, and then they just kind of throw it on SmackDown. They advertised it a little bit, but it wasn't like this mega deal on a pay-per-view or anything like that. So I thought, like, maybe they left a little bit on the table with that, but overall, I thought it was good, and maybe it's nice that they just kind of sped through it, don't really put too much that she keeps losing, she wins, and now she can be the top woman on SmackDown.
Yeah, well, somebody's already coming for her. Carmella has made her return. She attacked Sasha Banks while Sasha's on the ramp celebrating her victory over Bayley. Thoughts on Carmella's new attire and her new gimmick?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Carmella or some mystery blonde woman for the past few weeks on SmackDown, and everyone just kind of assumed it was Carmella, and then it revealed to be Carmella, and now I don't exactly know what the gimmick is. Like, is she just like supposed to be this sex icon or something or another?
Yeah, this is the gimmick Vince wanted to do with Emma Tenille Dashwood. He was going this direction with Eva Marie, with the whole she's beautiful and all that other stuff. He's been trying to get this gimmick over for years, and maybe Carmella's the one to actually do it.
Yeah, and also I want to know what happens with Corey Graves. It does kind of put him in like an awkward situation because they have like it's one thing if like the internet knows, but not everyone knows. But it's like WWE canon, so he has to kind of like acknowledge it. But that being said, I mean, Carmella, she's okay. Like as a character, I kind of liked her more as like a manager to Enzo and Cass. In-ring wise, I mean, she's definitely not the best. Some might say she's the worst, but I wouldn't say she's the worst. So, I mean, Sasha can probably pull something decent out of her, but not really too excited for this feud. But at least it's not Sasha and Bayley for the umpteenth time. I
mean, there have been far worse wrestlers than Carmella in WWE, regardless of gender. Carmella, I think she's gonna do good work, and I did enjoy her when she was managing Enzo and Cass XL. Yeah. You have to say it like that. All right, Seth Rollins joins the SmackDown Survivor Series team. He defeats Otis, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So Rollins is on the Men's Survivor Series team, along with Jey Uso and Baron Corbin and somebody else I'm forgetting. After Rollins' match, he goes backstage and he talks to Buddy Murphy, and then Aaliyah's like, "I trusted you. I went against my family for you." A little bit of a lovers' quarrel between Murphy and Aaliyah. What are your thoughts on their romantic relationship?
Um, it is a relationship. It's okay, I guess. I mean, this the Seth Mysterio thing, it has gone on maybe a little bit too long, but kind of adding this dimension to it is different. It's something we haven't really seen before in WWE in a little bit, kind of a lover's angle, I guess. But I mean, it's fine. I know people kind of have their qualms with the age difference. That's not a part of the story, so I don't really get too roped up into that. But I mean, it is kind of intriguing because it's something different. So I'm waiting to see what happens.
Hey, this Aaliyah isn't the first teenage girl to be involved with an older man. That was an R. Kelly joke for you people. Okay. Moving on from SmackDown, we are going to go outside of the ring. Tony Chimmel, a long-time WWE ring announcer. He was with the company for 35 years. He gave you greats like the Rated R Superstar Edge. He's been released from the company along with, I think, 15 other employees, but this was the most notable. I mean, Chimmel. I met Tony Chimmel after a SmackDown house show in Oakland once. Great guy.
Yeah, Tony Chimmel, one of the ring announcers of my childhood. I put him more on the SmackDown side of things, and it will be weird if when Edge returns, we're not going to hear his personal ring announcer say the Rated R Superstar. But I mean, this is just the times we're living in. WWE releasing people, furloughing people, uh, kind of a crappy situation. But unfortunately, that's just what WWE does right now during this pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, some people sometimes they just got to go. It's unfortunate. It really is. All right, the Bella Twins had an interview with I think it's Access Hollywood. Yeah, because Mario Lopez played AC Slater on Saved by the Bell. He was interviewing them. Yeah. They say they want one more run. They said it's kind of kind of not fair, so to speak, if you want to put it into those terms. That they walk out, leave, do other things with their lives, have children, and such, and they have these WWE Women's Tag Team titles. So the Bellas, they say they have another run in them, and it's going to be for those Women's Tag Team Championships. What are your thoughts on that?
I have a little bit of an issue with them framing it as though it's not fair because let's be honest, the Bella Twins have had a very good run. I
I
think
mean,
that
they didn't exactly put it like that, like it's not fair. They didn't use those exact words, but they said like we left the company and these women's tag team championships came in, and we wanted that for so long. So they want to come back and have a run. I mean, bro, look, it's the women's tag team titles. Goldberg came back and had a run with the Universal title. Like, do we really care?
I mean that's what I was gonna get at. It's the women's tag team titles. The Bella Twins, they can come in and they can win them or challenge for them. I really don't care. At least it's a team. Like for the most part, like I'm trying to think like the tag team division for the women, it's like just singles wrestlers just put together. And it's like, I mean, I guess you can do Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott as the only true tag team right now, but
Bro, it's like the tag team division in the Attitude Era. A whole bunch of random teams. Two-man power trip, Rock and Sock connection. You just didn't Kane and X-Pac. It just doesn't make any sense.
at least those teams were over.
The Bella Twins aren't over?
I'm talking
You
just
can
like
look.
the division in general with the women's tag team division.
Oh, I was about to say you can look, but you can't touch, Brandon. No, 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 no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm, no, no, honey boo boo. All right, All Elite Wrestling Games. We finally have an announcement about it. Kenny Omega's been working aimlessly with Ukes and the guy that was a part of the No Mercy game engine back in the day. And of course, referee Aubrey Edwards. She worked in video games for 10 years before refing with AEW. Yeah, so they released some gameplay, some footage. You see like Omega and Jericho. Then Hikaru Shida comes out there. The game it's in early development, but it looked pretty smooth. I kind of have my qualms with the models of the characters. They look a little too Legends of WrestleMania bulky, you know. But other than that, I'm kind of excited for this. I mean, the first ever AEW video game. You have to love it, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what they can do. WWF No Mercy for N64 is regarded as one of the best wrestling video games of all time. I've never played it personally, but I know a lot of people say it's the best. And Kenny kept saying that that's what they're trying to go for. I do agree with you when they did the whatchamacallit, the little preview. It wasn't gameplay, so it was more like a cutscene. So I can't take too much away from that. But I do kind of agree that I wasn't the biggest fan of the whatever the models, the graphics that they had. It was kind of a little too over the top. I mean, I know he kind of put it towards Blitz and NBA Jam, so kind of those over the top arcade like games. But I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see exactly what the final model is. And they have two mobile games coming out. They have a General Manager Simulator, which not really my cup of tea, but I know a lot of people like that. And then a casino type game, which I mean, I like to play casino games every now and then, but I think it's nothing too spectacular. It might just be a regular casino game you see all the time, which is AEW branding. So maybe they can make something cool out of it, but definitely the console game is what everyone's looking forward to.
Absolutely. I know people crapped on like WWE 2K20, but if they can go like kind of the 2K route with their models, like not too cartoony, I think that'd be the smart way to go. Kind of like what THQ was doing and stuff like that on like the PS3. I think that'd be cool. Cody, I think he revealed the casino game. Britt Baker, DMD, she revealed a T-shirt. So they're doing interesting stuff over there. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, Senator. How does Senator Rhodes sound to you, Brandon?
I mean, it's fine, I guess.
Yes, Cody reveals he has political aspirations. He would love to be a senator for the great state of Georgia once his in-ring career comes to an end. He says he wants to do this until he's 40, so it's about 5 years. It's about 5 years.
Everyone wants to be a politician until, actually you have to go there and do the work and just sit in meetings and
That's
talk
his
and
that's his motto. Do the work, bro.
do the boring things.
He's an EVP. I'm sure there's boring things that come with being an EVP for the second biggest wrestling company on the planet. I'm sure.
Don't exactly know what Cody's politics are, so I don't think we should, go too much into it.
No,
We'll see exactly what happens if and when he does that.
absolutely. 2032, vote for your boy. That's all I gotta say. Brandon, you're gonna be my vice.
Sure.
Hey, there we go. Cindy, she could be our Speaker of the House. Huey could be our Attorney General. We'll make it all work. We'll make it all work. Absolutely. Rey Mysterio also mentioned that once he turns 50 in 5 years, he doesn't want to be in the ring anymore. So I mean, Rey, he's looked better than ever over the last couple years. Well, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, Rey Mysterio being 45, it's almost kind of remarkable that he's that young because he's been like in the spotlight since like the mid 90s. I mean, Chris Jericho just celebrated a 50th birthday, and you kind of put them in the same category in terms of generations, and yet Rey is still 5 years younger. So, I mean, and he's small, he's undersized, and all the athletic things he did. It's kind of remarkable that he's gotten to this point of his career, and he's still able to look for the most part like an aging Rey Mysterio. He doesn't look, like some crippled down old man like some of the other wrestlers.
Yeah, and I mean, he's had surgery 5 times in his left knee. I'm surprised he's still walking, man. Like, Ray's been doing it for so long. Absolutely. Inside of the ring, Jr. Kratos, the God of War, an All Pro Wrestling staple. He and Aaron Stevens, I think that's his name. He was Damian Sandow in WWE. They defeat James Storm and Eli Drake, dummy, yeah, to become the new NWA World Tag Team Champions on Primetime Live.
Well, Philip, I definitely did watch this. It was a wonderful match, and congratulations to JR Kratos.
You like the horrific botch at the end?
Yeah, well, that's just the way sometimes things go in wrestling, right?
I'm joking. I didn't see this either. But congratulations to JR Kratos. APW Talent's just been making a name for themselves, man, in 2020. Despite
Shout out Will Hobbs. He has a T-shirt now.
Shout out Will Hobbs, bro. Friend of the show.
Where do you get the T-shirt at?
AEWshop.com.
Or ProWrestlingTees.com.
Or hey. Get a Bulletcast shirt, ProWrestlingTees.com/Bulletcast.
Black Friday sale coming soon, probably.
Absolutely. Get that Bulletcast t-shirt, baby! As my boy Jericho would say. This day in wrestling, there was a WWF house show in 1991. Hulk Hogan defeats Ric Flair via disqualification. Raw on this day, 2001, Edge defeats Kurt Angle for the United States Championship. Raw on this day, 2012, John Cena defeats then WWE Champion CM Punk, non-title, of course. And CM Punk, 1 year ago today, makes his return to WWE via WWE Backstage on FS1. A year later, how do you feel about the CM Punk return? Still hasn't wrestled yet, but yeah.
And I mean, when it happened a year ago, I kept telling everyone, don't get too excited. He ain't wrestling, and he still hasn't wrestled. So, your boy was right.
You know what's ironic about this? 2 years prior to his return in 2017, he posted a photo on his Instagram. It said November 2019, Los Angeles. Maybe this was in the works all this time. We don't know. We don't know.
And now Backstage has been canceled, so now there's no CM Punk on any WWE TV.
He'll be around. He'll be on the bump with Caleb Braxton. Put him on the kickoff shows. Do that. That's fine. Disco Inferno. You remember this guy? Yeah. Former WCW Cruiserweight and television. I think he was just a television champion. 52 years old. Yeah.
Shout out Disco Inferno. He's definitely a character. I've listened to some interviews with him. And yeah, I mean, owner of a strip club. I know that's probably the least surprising thing you've heard all day.
No, it's not. All right. Fan mail time. Alfie Lewis. Brandi Rhodes went straight Kimberly Elise in Diary of a Mad Black Woman last night. Ha ha! Brandon, do you get that reference?
I got nothing.
It's predominantly an African-American culture. For any of you that have seen Tyler Perry's Diary of the Mad Black Woman, you know exactly what that means. Hootie Hoo 420, he returns.
Hootie Hoo, welcome back.
For the love of God, let this be the last time Randy and Drew face off against each other next week. Please, God, help us all if this continues again. Yeah, we are going to talk about that. Make sure there's nothing else in the email thread before we go to the gram. The gram. No, okay. So we're moving on up to the east side. Cool. All right, and Brightest Day X.
Mr. X, congratulations on Trevor Bauer.
Oh yes, absolutely. Could we
Do you
see
even know who Trevor Bauer is?
Of course, bro. Plays for the Redskins. Am I right?
Whoa. You can't be dead naming the Washington football team.
Oh, of course.
That is a racial slur, Phillip, and I will not accept that.
Whoa, wait. What do you mean? What do you mean? How is that a racial slur? Hold on. How is it a racial slur?
We're not going to get into it on this podcast. It's way too deep.
Okay, tell me off air. Tell me off air. Can we do that?
Okay. All right.
Cool. All right. Could we see Broken Sammy after the Elite deletion? I don't know. I mean, probably not, given we saw Sammy on Dynamite. He didn't look to be broken. Just had a Band-Aid on his head like he got a boo-boo. Boo-boo, Sammy. Will we ever see someone take over for R-Truth as a constant 24/7 champion? No, R-Truth is he's the Crash Holly of the 24/7 title. I mean, despite like Taker having multiple hardcore title reigns and JBL having multiple hardcore title reigns, no, Truth is the guy for the 24/7 championship. All right. Also, could AEW at some point possibly bring back the wrestling magazine? I know everything is digital now, but I always enjoyed old WWF and WCW magazines as a kid. When I wasn't really getting into the internet, I did have a couple WWE magazines, and I enjoyed those. I'd buy an AEW magazine. I know Pro Wrestling Illustrated, that's still a pretty big magazine. I have a couple.
I had some SmackDown, some WWE magazines back in the day. I like them more for like a collector's item, for something to sell, or not sell, but to sign. I have some Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazines too, mostly just the PWI 500s, also mostly for people to sign.
All right, there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Monday Night Raw, Miz TV. Randy Orton, he's out there with Miz and Morrison. And, Orton's like, if you want to take it from me, just take it. And he takes a huge shot at Morrison. Was like, you left here and went and played in the little leagues and bingo halls and all that other stuff. I'm like, oh, wow. What are your thoughts on this?
I feel like this is what Randy Orton does every time he is facing off against someone who's had some indie time, and yeah, unfortunately, with Miz and Morrison being over on SmackDown, I was able to kind of ignore them and not really watch too much of it. But now I'm kind of forced to now that they're on Raw, and yeah, it's just as bad as I thought it was.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Miz is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time. John Morrison is the guru of greatness, the shaman of sexy, the mayor of Slamtown. How dare you?
Maybe if they bring back Eminem, then I'll watch.
Oh, you just want to look at Joey Mercury. So you hate that? Do you hate Mike Mizanin?
It's all right.
Wow, Charlotte and Orton and now Miz.
I mean, shout out Miz. Miz
and
new season came out on Monday.
Yes, they were on ET. Go check it out. And you like people like Riddle? What kind of a name is Riddle? Is he supposed to be the Riddler?
Hey, he had his little warm-up jacket thing, and it had an M on it, so he's still M. Riddle on his shirt.
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. No, Brandon, why do you hate?
And AJ Styles did call him out Riddle during this promo. He dead named Riddle.
Why do
you dead named the Washington football team?
Bro, I don't even know. I don't know what.
Come on, you got to stay woke.
Look, I have other things to worry about. I was in a hospital. They plugged me up to stuff. I don't know what's going on. So next week we get Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. One last time, winner take all, baby. Randy Orton wins, and then we move on. That's all I have to say. Yeah.
At this point, I know I hate Randy. I don't want to say I hate Randy Orton. I have a gimmick on here where I'm not the biggest fan of Randy Orton.
You said it.
Okay, fine. I hate Randy Orton, but yet I kind of hope he wins just because Drew McIntyre shouldn't lose the title and then get it back in a few weeks. Just keep the title on Randy.
It'll be like that time like Triple H won like 2 WWE titles in one night off of Randy Orton from Vengeance 07. Let's do stuff like that, guys. That's how you rack up 14 world titles.
Or Drew McIntyre wins the title, and then like Adam Pearce comes out and says it was like, and it shouldn't count, and then they strip him, and then Randy Orton gets the title back.
Just they do. Jericho. Oh yeah. They do the Jericho thing to him. All that. Damn, dude, that would suck. Or that happened to Daniel Bryan. Yeah.
I like to block out those memories.
That's why you hate Randy Orton. That's why you hate him. Dude, that was 7 years ago. You have to move on.
Never forget.
Look, I know, but you have to move on. It's okay. It's all right. Daniel, he took the title from him a couple months later at one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, he didn't.
Then the Undertaker lost, so then it put a damper on the whole show.
I'm sure you popped up and were like, yes.
No, I was not.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, maybe like if I was in the crowd, maybe, but not like when I'm watching it at home. I'm very, very, calm and unemotive when I'm watching wrestling at home.
You've never marked out at home while you're watching wrestling?
I mean, like I'll pop for like a near fall or something, but I'm not like, chanting and running around all over the place.
I've done that one time.
And that time was?
Dolph Ziggler winning the World Heavyweight Championship, the big cash in. Yeah. I think I may have like sprained my wrist. I was pounding the ground because I was so happy. Moving on. Ali defeats Ricochet. Hell of a performance by Ricochet. I'm like, oh yeah, he is good. I forgot that because of the way he's booked.
And Ali too. Both of these guys are tremendously talented. I think Ricochet, Ricochet had like, I hate to say this, if he had like any sort of personality and promo skills, he could be, one of the top guys in this company. But unfortunately, that's not really.
He had personality in NXT. He did the urban speak, as the kids say.
The urban speak. That's what the kids call it. Are you sure it's the kids that are calling it, and not the baby boomers?
I don't know. I'm trying to stay hip. Like the whole period thing we talked about last week, bro. Like I'm still learning. I'm still trying to stay as hip as I can in my old age.
Anyways, really good match as you'd expect from these two guys. And look at that, Retribution actually getting a win. And Mia Yim, aka Reckoning, is her name Reckoning?
Bro, get her out of this stable. It is absolutely stupid. To hell with the rest of them. Save Mia Yim. Hashtag save Mia Yim. Hashtag save Mama Yim. Let's do it. Put her back in NXT. Let her win the NXT Women's Championship. Let her feud with Mercedes Martinez. Let her feud with Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, Rhea Ripley. Let her mean something instead of this terrible, terrible concoction where you mix Nexus, New Nexus, the core, and aces and eights all together.
At least she's not like losing all of her matches. I mean, she hasn't even had a match. I mean, yeah, she did have like a seizure and choked, or had like a ghost take over her spirit or something. But for the most part, she's
Bro,
not. She's kind of in the background.
Dude, when we look back at her career, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, she was in TNA, Knockouts Champion. She was the HBIC and NXT, and she was a part of this. Yeah.
And then she gets released, and then she takes over the AEW Women's Division.
Hey, let's do it. Something. What else happened on Raw? Lana goes through a table again. Was this like the 6th, 7th week in a row?
I want to say
Like
seventh or eighth. They had a
Bro.
counter this time, and they showed every single time she went through a table.
At some point, you have to know you're going through the table. Whenever your match happens, like if you win, run to the back so you don't get put through a table.
But that's not the type of woman Lana is. She is going to fight and stand up for herself. She is independent. INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that means?
Hey, you broke that out. I like that.
That was my ringtone for the longest time back in middle school.
That's hella funny.
On my chocolate. Shout out the chocolate, LG.
Damn, bro. I feel old. I remember that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we
That
got to
was so cool. My phone would slide up and down.
Man, you didn't have one of those sidekicks. You weren't like, whapa.
I did not have a sidekick, but then the phone after that, it was the one that would slide up and have the full keyboard. Another LG. And then, I conformed and became a sheep and got an iPhone and never looked back.
Absolutely. You know what I was rocking at one point in time?
A burner.
The Motorola Razor.
I always wanted a Razor.
And the BlackBerry.
Oh, you making those side hustle deals?
Bro, that thing had YouTube, bro. Me and my friends would huddle around watching YouTube, bro. That was the thing. That was it. Yes, sir. Anyway, we're gonna move on to AEW. Dynamite! Ooh, I got it. I still got it. So Brian Cage defeats Matt Sydal to retain the FTW Championship. It had a 2021 18-year hiatus, and it's back, and Cage has it. This match happened. Do you care?
I actually like this match quite a bit. I thought Taz did some good work on commentary. You had Darby over there sitting in the Raptors or in the nosebleeds. So they're building a lot of different things right now. And I thought, the match itself, I thought was really good and a good opening to the show.
Absolutely. And then the Prince of Pro Wrestling, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. We get to say his last name again. He talks about his loss at Full Gear to Mr. Darby Allin. Darby Allin, of course, is the champion of America's Greatest Network. And he's interrupted. Who was he interrupted by, Brandon?
I was hoping you would know, because I was going to rely on you to say that name.
It's Jade Cargill, bro. Come on, dude. I may remember something about her being signed. I'm not sure. She interrupts him. She talks about, oh, you have all these names: American Nightmare, Prince of Pro Wrestling, Giant Killer, and then she drops Shaq's name. So, before we get into the other part of this, look, I know I was talking to Huey about this, and he said it's cross promotion for TNT. That's cool. That's true. I like that. But bro, I didn't give a damn when Shaq was about to wrestle Big Show. What makes you think I'm going to care if he wrestles Cody Rhodes? Cody's a great storyteller. He could probably get me invested, but seriously, what makes you think I'm going to care?
So my thinking on this is Shaq is a babyface, and he can't be anything other than a babyface because he's Shaq. And so what does that mean for Cody? What is Cody's trajectory on this story? I know we've hinted at possibly him being a heel. Is this the way to turn him heel? Is this the way to he's like a heel in this story and then he moves away from it? I don't know.
Honestly, given Shaq's size, he would have to be the heel.
But everybody knows who Shaq is, and even if he plays heel, no one's going to believe him.
Maybe he'll just douse Cody with Shaq soda. Did you ever have some of that?
Isn't it like a cream soda?
Yeah, I've enjoyed some Shaq soda.
I've had a few of them. They're quite tasty.
Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna be sponsored by Shaq soda at the end of this. Yeah. So that she dropped Shaq's name. I'm like, oh, okay. And then Brandi Rhodes comes out there, and she says, "Who told you it was open mic night?" Beep. I'm like, oh, yo, snap. Say what? And she calls her a heifer. Now, let me educate you, fine people. The term heifer is not just little cows or whatever. It is used in African American culture, predominantly with African American women, to a derogatory effect towards one another. Like, you stole my man, heifer. That heifer, it on in some cases it can be.
I'll be honest, I've heard heifer used multiple times, not in like any black terminology, but from I think his name's Uncle Si from Duck Dynasty. He says it all the time.
Okay.
Breaking out an Uncle Si Duck Dynasty reference out here.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times I would be in the salon with my mom as a child and I heard women throwing around the term heifer. Yeah. So my whole point is we're just gonna portray Brandy as an angry black woman now. That portrayal's all throughout pop culture. I if it just happens this one time, okay. But if it's a continued thing, I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, she was trying to protect her man's. You know what I mean? She's trying to protect her hubby. Okay, her bae, as the kids say. But I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I kind of had an issue with that as well. I mean, so this is, I kind of assume this being like chapter one. So I'm not going to read too much into it and be like, oh, this was trash or anything like that. But when it came to the Brandi Rhodes coming out, I agree with you. Like her, for lack of a better term, I would say, like, she comes down, she starts speaking ghetto to the other woman. And it's like, she's never talked like that before in her entire life, or not in her life, but, in her character. And it's like, okay, I know you're trying to like get across like she's really angry, but do you really have to have her talk like that? Like, we've seen it so many times with other black wrestlers and stuff like that. Just step away from it. You can use other terminologies and use other vernacular for her without having her come across like that, which is, I mean, if it was like that's how she would act throughout her career, which that might be another issue because that's probably not the best way to portray a black woman. But I mean, for someone who never talks like that and then she talks like that, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, she's always been portrayed kind of like a Michelle Obama, an elegant African American woman, and then she turned into like Lil Kim or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. As I get emails, like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't like that. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. And then Brian Cage and Ricky Starks come out there and attack Cody Rhodes. Darby Allin shows up with a tack jacket, and Will Hobbs shows up. Yeah.
So I enjoyed this back half a little more than the front half with all the talk and everything like that. Kind of establishing, yeah, Cody and Darby had their match, but they're still, friendly and they'll stick up for one another. And then Will Hobbs comes into the fray. I mean, I enjoyed that. I thought it was good. And then it sets up a tag team match between those four guys next week.
Absolutely. All right, Mox has a promo talking about his next challenger, and so we get the date, December 2nd, 2020, John Moxley versus Kenny Omega for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship.
Really enjoyed the Moxley promo. I feel like I say that every single week. I like how he can give the rah babyface promo without being like pandering, like Hulk Hogan would. He's like, I'm fighting for everyone who can't fight for this, and all the other kids out there who get made fun of for liking pro wrestling, but he doesn't say it like in a corny type of way. He says it in his cool demeanor, like he normally does. And then with the match set up for December 2nd, I mean, we talked about this on our Full Gear post show. I think sooner rather than later, Moxley's dropping that title because not only because of the New Japan commitments, but I think that's also one of the reasons. And I think Kenny Omega, we still don't exactly know what he's doing character wise, but I think Omega has a very strong possibility of winning this match and winning the title.
Absolutely. All right, the Natural Nightmares defeat the Butcher and the Blade in a bunkhouse match. There was blood, there was a ladder, there was a bulldog onto a platform, there was a facebuster onto a chair. The bunny got involved. She went through a table. Yeah, utter chaos.
As someone who has kind of been an advocate for blood and likes it, I didn't like this match all too much because I feel like if you're gonna have blood, you should really make it count. And they had blood in the Kingston Moxley match on Sunday, but then you come to this match where it's a mid card match that's been predominantly built on dark, which is something not a lot of people are going to be watching. And then you come out here and then it's, a, a spot fest and it's like, people getting all blood and guts for really no reason. And it's like, I think you could have held off on that. You can save the blood for, especially because it's TV. Like if you're going to have a lot of blood like that, save it for a match and a feud that actually matters.
Blood and guts. I see what you did there. Because they were supposed to do that. Haha. I got you. Let me turn that down so that doesn't happen again. Yeah, I mean, it upped the intensity level just slightly. Blade, he was bloodier than a medium rare steak, eh?
Which is the only way to eat a steak.
Well done, bud. Well
And
done.
besides, I'm pretty sure if you've ever had a medium rare steak, you would know it's not that bloody.
I have had it, and it was pretty bloody. I asked for medium rare, and that's what they brought me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We just ain't going to the right steakhouses.
Where was that at? Might have been Twin Peaks in Vegas. I don't know, dude. I'll have to find out. Yeah. So this happened. All right. Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, and Wardlow were inducted into the inner circle. Le Champion, Chris Jericho, makes his way out there. The fans, they serenade him. And then the inner circle comes out there. Santana, Ortiz, the Big Hurt, Jake Hager, no Sammy. And there's an induction. MJF buys them all tickets. They're going to Vegas, baby.
I mean, this was more of the same between these guys, Chris Jericho and MJF, kind of doing their shtick. I know you must have liked the running bit of MJF continuing to use Drake lines.
Oh, he wrote all those, apparently. Yeah,
I mean, we all know Drake has ghostwriters, so.
Whoa. Are you throwing hate at Drake too, bro? Come on, man. Come on. Because he's Canadian? Are you still mad at Canada?
I'm just saying, Drake doesn't write his songs, and so maybe MJF did.
Drake writes his music, bro. I watched him rap on Degrassi. He writes his stuff. You understand me, fam? Started from the bottom, now we here. Straight up. That's the urban speak the kids talk about.
Oh. Okay.
Tying it all together. Put a nice little bow on it. Yes, sir. Yeah, I thought it was fine or whatever. Ortiz was like, really, bro? That's Drake. And I'm like, haha. We see Sammy later on in the night. He's like, you told me to go to the beach. He's like, no, I sent you another email. I was like, I only got one email. And you set me up and all that other stuff. And MJF was like, I really sent you that other email, bud. I'm like, okay, that's... So we see they're going to have their little feud inside the inner circle. Moving on from that, the Young Bucks cut a promo. They're going to be facing some up-and-coming tag team next week on Dynamite. Yeah.
I mean, I thought this was good, kind of reestablishing the Young Bucks actually as baby faces. Alex Marvez interviews them. He's like, look, we're not going to be, we're trying to be nice guys here. We're not going to super kick you this time. So, I mean, it's fine. And I would assume it's going to be, I think the one thing that I'm scared of this match coming up next week is the Young Bucks are going to sell too much for the team. And they want to have that really good match with everybody. But I don't think that match should be a really good match. It should be, 8 minutes. Maybe the other is it Flight Club?
Just make it a tag squash. Double super kicks to both guys. Meltzer driver, we go home.
I don't know if I'd want to do that, but I mean, have it like 5-8 minutes. Have the other team get a little bit up on Matt's injured ankle, but for the most part, the Young Bucks are in control.
Okay, we can do that. All right, Sean Spears, he defeats Scorpio Sky with the loaded glove.
We were supposed to see this match last week, but Scorpio was in close contact with someone with COVID, so that could not happen. And the match itself was fine. I mean, Sean Spears, we kind of know what he's going to be. And Scorpio Sky, I kind of wish he'd be a little bit more, even though I don't have like too high of aspirations for him. But I mean, Sean Spears,
he's gonna be a star. Scorpio Sky is gonna be a star. I see it.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, I like his character work. In ring wise, he's good, not the best, but he's really good. And I mean, Spears, he's kind of like, I think at this point they're kind of building him up just for a babyface to knock him down, maybe Darby or something.
I'd be interested in Spears versus Darby for the TNT title. All right, Tay Conti, she defeats Red Velvet, and no, I'm not talking about the cake. Yeah. So Tay Conti to the Dark Order confirmed.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? Who exactly knows? All right, in the main event, Penta El Zero Miedo goes up against Rey Phoenix's brother. They rip in each other's masks. It's hard hitting. All in all, Pentagon, he gets the job done against his brother. And Kingston's like, he's kicking Phoenix out. I was like, my best friend, you did it. You did it. And then the bastard Pac returns. And it's going to come to blows between him and Kingston, but it doesn't, because of all the referees, and I think Jerry Lynn was out there and all that other stuff. Yeah.
The match itself, Pentagon and Phoenix, I kind of like the first matchup a little bit better. The mask stuff I could have really done without, but I thought Kingston on commentary did a really good job, and you can kind of see that at first he's kind of down the middle, but then you can see as the match progresses, he's more on the side of Pentagon, and then that definitely turns at the end, as you said, he kind of kicks Phoenix to the side and really embraces Pentagon, and then Pac coming out and setting up, maybe a tag team match between him and Phoenix versus Kingston and Pentagon, or, one-on-one with Kingston himself. So I like it. I think Pac, I assume he's going to be right now, whether he turns later, we shall see. But, Pac is fantastic wrestler, fantastic talent. And unfortunately he was kept overseas because of the pandemic. And now that he's here, I'm excited to see what they can do with him.
Absolutely. All right, Superstar Spotlight. Who do you got? Who do you got? I think I will give it to. I'll give it to Jonathan Moxley, the rah-rah promo, but not really being rah-rah in his own demeanor. I like that. I like that a lot.
And I will give it to the new North American champion, Leon Ruff.
Who is that? Who is that?
Your new North American champion. He defeated Johnny Gargano last night on his own.
This is the first I've ever heard of this guy.
Well, I know you're gonna hear a lot more of them.
I got a quick glimpse of it. I was like, wait, Swerve won the title, and I looked. I'm like, oh, I've never seen this guy before. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you. For Johnny Gargano, he's the new Sasha Banks, who cannot hold his championship.
I know, 2 North American titles, an NXT title. Brandon, what's our promo pick of the week?
Well, our promo pick of the week, we're going to go all the way back to June 22nd, 2009. This is back when Donald Trump was just running havoc all over Monday Night Raw, and Vince McMahon has had enough of it, and he goes to purchase Raw back from Donald Trump, and they successfully, make a deal. And then what you've been seeing all over the internet the past couple days, then Vince McMahon proceeds to fire Donald Trump.
Donald Trump? You're fired. I remember this time. This is at the height of my fandom. Raw was commercial free. I remember those days. I think Raw's only been commercial free twice, and that's thanks to Donald J. Trump. Yeah. Interesting promo. Brandon, do you know what happened 3 days after this?
What happened 3 days after this?
Michael Jackson died.
Oh my gosh.
Speaking of Michael Jackson, I did an interview with one of Vegas's premier Michael Jackson impersonators, Santana Jackson. He got famous a couple years ago for his moonwalk DDT finishing maneuver that went viral. It was on ESPN, SportsCenter, everything. Yeah, that's coming up on Friday. It's exciting, man. It's different for the Bullet Cast, and he gives you a couple hee-hees and some shamons. Yeah.
If there's one thing you gotta wait and listen to, it's for the hee-hees and the shamons.
Yeah, he sings a couple songs. Brandon, favorite Michael Jackson song?
I'll go with Smooth Criminal, but the Alien Ant Farm version. Boom.
Okay. All right, close match.
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
I have no idea. Ant Farm? What is that?
Alien Ant Farm.
What is that?
Ask Baby Huey. He probably knows about that.
Okay. I still have no idea what that is. All right. Our closed match pick of the week: Sheamus versus Cesaro for WWE Clash of Champions, September 25th, 2016. This is the 7th match of the Best of 7 series. It was Sheamus blew a 3-1 lead, and he let Cesaro catch up, and they were 3-3. And it becomes a no contest, and they form a tag team. They become the Bar. They or the Bard name comes later, but they break New Day's long record. They beat them for the titles, all the stuff. It all starts with this match.
It does all start with this match. I mean, the match is okay. I think Sheamus is a tad bit underrated when it comes to his in-ring work. Yeah, I know at times he can be kind of bland, but if he's very motivated, he can really do it. And Phillip, you're trying to interrupt me, but you were muted.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Sheamus is great. You like when he says, "Are you not entertained?" Like, are you not sports entertained when he's out there? I love it. Love Sheamus out there. God. Sheamus, I'm going to get you on this show, man. I love your work, dude. Love it. Love it to death. Yes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us. Follow us on Twitter at Bulletcast, Instagram, The Bulletcast, YouTube channel, The Bulletcast. Email us, Bulletcast2 is the number 2, sweet, SWET@gmail.com. 99.9 FM K to been watchable every Thursday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Spotify, Patreon. We're all over the damn place. Thank you guys so much. Episode 200 in a couple weeks. So excited. Check out this Santana Jackson interview tomorrow. A couple hee-hees and some shamans. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Thank you guys so much. Stay clean, stay strong, stay safe, stay quarantined. Diamonds are forever. So is the Microphone Messiah.
You'll know your death is what I seek. Get up, this is a revolution. This is our time to rise. Look deep within your mind, look deep into the hate in my eyes. We are the elite, and you are the weak. No matter how hard I fall, I'll get back up on my feet. Red alert, this is gonna hurt. When your face is in the dirt, you'll know your death is what I seek. We are the elite.